To all my drivers, would you take this Lyft trip? 7 hours, 393 miles to drop off. The rider pays $980. Lyft pays the driver $315, including a $15 bonus. Here's my opinion. That trip right there is complete bullshit on every level. You can take it from the floor to the top. That trip does not make any sense whatsoever. And here's why. And this right here, this is the type of trip that's going to give all you new Lyft drivers, all of you people that's on the fence about joining Lyft, and to anybody else that's just wondering about how this gig work actually pays, this is an example of the bullshit. Now, so once you pick the individual up, if you're a Lyft driver, you got 393 miles to drive, which is going to take you 7 hours. At the price of gas right now, which is going to fluctuate by all of the little towns and cities that you're going to pass through during that 393 miles, the gas prices is going to jump up and down. You're going to have to spend a lot of money in gas to get there. 393 miles is not a small amount of miles. That's a 7-hour trip, okay? So with the price of gas right now sitting at around about $4.30 or whatever it is, $4.20 or whatever it is right now, number one, this trip doesn't make sense gas-wise. And to all of you all that's gloating about driving an electric vehicle, you're going to have to charge that son of a bitch up on multiple occasions doing that 393-mile ride for 7 hours. So it's going to cost you, okay? So don't think that this trip is going to benefit you as well. Okay, now, the next thing, okay, is the hours of driving. 7 hours nonstop is a hell of a drive. That's a hell of a drive. Some of y'all don't even get out in the city and drive for 7 hours. So, you new drivers, they'll throw a trip on you just like this because y'all don't know any better. You're new. You're excited about being a Lyft driver. You see a trip. Oh boy, that's a trip for $315. I'm going to take that. Not understanding how much the driver actually paid. See, the drivers never know how much the driver actually pays. They can give you some type of breakdown or bullshit or whatever in the app all they want. It's bullshit. You never know exactly what the driver is paying. So, to new drivers, these types of trips like this are the types of trips that they would trap you in. Now, let me tell you how they would trap you in a trip like this. Now, you'll be doing a 3-ride challenge. Or you'll be doing some type of ride bonus, or whatever. 3-ride bonus or whatever it is like that. And those 3-ride bonuses, in order to get the bonus at the end, you can't cancel any trip. They will throw a trip like this to to any driver that's going to take it, but preferably a newer driver on your last ride up to 3 ride bonus or whatever challenge that is that you're doing that you cannot cancel, because you won't get the bonus if you cancel it. You take that ride and you stuck. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to learn a whole lot from that trip, because that's 7 hours of driving. You're going to learn a whole lot. Okay? $315 for 7 hours of driving to the drop-off location and 393 miles of driving, that's not worth it. Gas-wise, as I stated before, because of the cost of gas, how much gas it's going to cost you to get down there, okay? The physical labor of driving all of those hours and staying awake and being aware, that's a lot of time to be driving nonstop to a location, to a drop-off location. Now, the next thing that makes this trip the worst trip ever, who's going to pay you for the 7 hours that you got to drive to come back? 393 miles. Who's going to pay you for that? You're not going to get a trip coming back this way. And to all you all that say, hey man, just stay there and drive, you're still at a loss. Financially, you're still at a loss. You can stay there and drive all you want to after driving 7 hours. You can take a nap in the car, wake up, stay in the city, and try to make $40 or $50 to get back home. $40 or $50, they're going to get you back home. That's 393 miles. It's going to cost you damn near $100 to get you home. They paid you $315. So let's break this down. That is, let's going to the drop-off location and you coming back. That's 14 hours of driving. And preferably somewhere in between maybe $100 to $150 in gas. You're going to do all that driving for $160. Now, this is the real bullshit. As I've stated in a lot of my videos, I know a lot of y'all look at my videos and you may even think that I'm just rambling off. Man, I'm talking about shit. I know what I'm talking about. When you heard me say that Uber and Lyft is only concerned about the profit margin that they're going to make off of every driver, and that's 60 to 65% across the board with your own car, and when you're in the Lyft Express Drive program, they're going to get 75 to 80% of your earnings. Y'all think I be talking shit. This trip right here is a prime example. That's $665 that Lyft is keeping. That's 2 times what the driver is being paid. You see the gap in that? They're going to keep $665. You are the actual driver that has to pay for the gas. If you get a flat tire, you have to pay to get that fixed. You're going to have to, your food, water. You got to stay hydrated and things of that nature. That's the wear and tear, the maintenance to the vehicle. All of that is included in that $315 that they're paying you. You're the one who's doing the actual physical labor. I said this in all of my videos. You are the driver that's actually doing the physical labor of driving. And you're only getting $315 of that trip that the rider paid $980 for. The middleman, who is Lyft and Uber, in whatever instance, they may do something like this as well, right? They're not doing any physical labor. They're being ran by artificial intelligence. And they are the middleman again, who's actually not doing any physical labor, but getting 2 times more than the driver, who's actually doing the physical labor of driving. Now, not only that, let's say you get you a rider that's an asshole. So that's 393 miles that you got to drive with an asshole rider in the car. Let's say he stinks, or every 5 to 10 miles they have to stop to go to the bathroom. That's going to make that 7-hour trip even longer. Could push it anywhere towards 8 to 9 hour trip. Right? All of that psychological strain and stress you got to deal with if you get that type of rider. You might get a nice rider. You know what I'm saying? Hey, someone might even leave you a tip, $50 to $100. So you can be like, hey man, well, you know, that's at the end of the day, you're making $400 in a day or $315 in a day. That's not it. We are independent contractors. As an independent contractor, we are not hourly waged workers. When you are an independent contractor, you are a boss. You do not get W-2 tax papers at the end of the year. You get 1099 papers. That's boss shit. So the structure is that you're an independent contractor to separate you from W-2 employment, because they don't want to have to pay you benefits, workman compensation, all of the things that come with working for a company, right? But yet they offer you hourly pay rates. This trip right here is supposed to be estimated at $45 an hour. Think about that, people. Even if you say, hey man, I've worked jobs and I haven't made $45 an hour. Hey man, if that's your mindset, then that's fine. They're brainwashing you people into making you they have made you an independent contractor when you join the app, right? They didn't force you to join it, but they made you become an independent contractor. So they put you in a position to be a boss. If you run your business like a boss, make business decisions, calculate your expenses per the profit. Millions of drivers don't do that, because when they sign up to Uber and Lyft, because I done it. So when they sign up to Uber and Lyft, their number one concern is the reason that they signed up is to earn extra money. So all of the other shit, they throw it to the window. They look at YouTube channels, they tell them, man, stop complaining. Get out there and drive. You understand what I'm saying, man? Oh man, all trips are not going to be good trips. Your goal is to make this much money an hour and all this stuff. They even got the YouTube channels brainwashing you into going out there and making certain amount of money an hour and all this. And man, you are not when you are an independent contractor, you are a boss. You're supposed to get a major percentage of the earnings. Okay? The earnings that we are receiving are not even 50%. How is that possible, people? If we are independent contractors, how is a trip where the rider paid $980 And the driver and Lyft paying the driver $315 reasonable. It's not. Those people as the middleman, the computer system, the artificial intelligence behind the corporation is profiting $665. That's your 60 to 65% of the earnings that they're keeping from the drivers. I be talking real shit, people. Look, no one said that you had to accept those types of trips. But if you're a seasoned driver, you probably wouldn't accept that type of trip. But what about all of these new drivers out here? What about all these people that's trying to understand, that's on the fence about joining Lyft, but trying to understand how they pay? So they want to understand this by looking at videos that's going to give them somewhat of a detailed breakdown to help them understand some trips are not good trips. This is the reason why I do these types of videos. Call it complaining, call it bitching, call it what you want. Hey man, whatever you do when you drive, you do it. But it's a whole lot of drivers out there that use rational sense and may want to understand something from a driver's perspective, especially an experienced driver. While every time a motherfucker got something to say about Uber and Lyft or gig work, they complaining. If you're putting your time into something and you just can't seem to understand why in the fuck is it not evening out, go search for the information, you'll find it. On YouTube, it's pegged as complaining, bitching. They want you to get out here, stay out here and get raped with no Vaseline or dry dick. You understand what I'm saying? Dildo, whatever the fuck it is. You understand what I'm saying? This type of trip right here is a prime example of Lyft overall purpose to get a bigger percentage than the driver. They are the middleman. They are bringing riders and drivers together through their algorithmic, artificial intelligence driven platform. And they are profiting 2 to 3 times more than the drivers who's actually doing the physical labor. And you say to yourself, man, how is this real and how is this even possible? Because the labor boards of the United States of America and outside of the United States of America is not regulating these people properly. There is no people from the labor boards of the United States and outside of the United States where these companies are able to operate in that's monitoring, getting out there driving, doing investigative reports to bring back to the labor boards about the predatory behaviors of these algorithms. It's not. And as long as it is, yes, okay, so I did a Massachusetts, they just got a chance to build a union, drivers union for Uber and Lyft drivers. Uber Lyft has agreed to work with them, okay? And hopefully other states will follow through. And all of this bullshit will change. You understand what I'm saying? Or Uber and Lyft will go out of business. Or just find a way to manipulate the drivers even more with their highly effective artificial intelligence and computer brains that they have built. You know what I mean? I just wanted to leave a video because the question that I have is, drivers, would you take this Lyft trip? 7 hours, 393 miles to drop off. Rider pays $9.80, Lyft pays driver $315 plus a $15 bonus. Is that a trip that you feel you would take? If it is, or if it isn't, leave it in the comments. I'll get back to you. Hey, this is Rideshare Real Talk. And if somebody didn't tell you that they love you today, I do.